the middle, and there is a diving play by Jordan Westburg. Oh, bag, and the
I agree.
And the runner is out. Wow. Chicago loses the challenge.
There was a toe of a spike.
Gibson's best start of the season.
That's flared to short by Benintendi right at Jorge Mateo. 4 extra base hits on it all season. And the velocity is a little bit up today. 94 to Luis Robert.
Fastball, spinning a few breaking balls.
To short from Robert. This is a much easier play than the one Westburg start against Cease.
Yeah, Cease has not been the same this year, and it's even been worse since the All-Star break. The ERA.
18 pitches. Time into the right, the wall by Oscar Colas and Gunnar Henderson. And Santander takes a curveball down and in. End of a diving ball. Corner, Anthony Trot Henderson. He's all with a double.
I think he felt like he'd slowed the bat down enough with a couple of the IL is when he really started focusing on the backside of the field.
Cease gets him with a slider. Ron Anderson, base hit, left under, scored, got another RBI.
They're going to hit it exactly where it's pitched.
Well, ball is halfway to second base by the time. Up the fence on a hop. O'Hearn had a hold up anyway. Throws into Anderson. They get nobody out.
At first base, and Grandal.
He's got a great arm. Mullins will test it anyway. Frazier plans the inning. Jimenez leads off for Chicago in the second. And Jimenez takes ball one.
It's hard to say.
First to third better than anybody I've seen.
There's Eloy Jimenez stroking one through the right side. His second base hit. Mullins is at the wall. White Sox
getting from Andrew Vaughn when they drafted the year.
It was kind of a string.
Can't get to it. Grandal finds a hole. And the White Sox have 3 straight. On 3-2. Scoop by O'Hearn. He'll go to second, get the lead out there. And a fielder's choice. 1-on-1 out for Oscar Colas.
One by my count on the bottom of the zone. He is.
So this game is tied. Oscar Colas.
And give me a
3-2 for him. Makes the play in foul territory. Anderson remains hitless for the series on a hopping catch by Mullins.
Jamie Quirk.
Up the ladder at 97. Dylan Cease. We had 2 at-bats. And Mullins, who had an RBI fielder's choice.
And the Orioles did yesterday what they've done.
Mateo threw a slider. Back-to-back strikeouts for Dylan Cease. Broken his bat there on a ground ball to second, and that was a much better second. 10 groundouts. Another ground ball by Benintendi, and another ground out. Westburg to O'Hearn. Luis Robert Jr. started to swing, and he couldn't stop. Mullins away back in the white lead.
Here's Farrell. Luis Roberts Jr.
That's down for a hit in front of Frazier. Can't get to it. It's off the wall. Come in to score. Extra base hit. Mullins calls off Santander. On big try. Ball gets past the glove of Mullins into second base. In 2 innings total. Mullins there. Inning over. 4 runs second. 3. Another 3-2. There. It's got it on top of.
Dylan Cease went to the well. One.
That is. Was sure if he was going to get it or not.
8 RBIs in these 2.5 games.
O'Hearn over the top of his slider, and Cease picks up. Down goes Mullins on his slider. Back-to-back strikeouts. We will send Greg Olson to the bird bath. To Westburg at second. Gibson wins the long battle. Tim Anderson takes a bending strike. Anderson down swinging. There's the first strikeout for Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, and I'm back and at least tie it or go ahead.
Benintendi goes down low. O'Hearn is there. It's another ground ball for Benintendi. Soon.
I could do that. I like the tie-dye shirt.
I could do that.
Jordan Westburg, the batter here. A ground ball rolled to third. Elvis Andrews there for the first base hits.
Yeah, and Ben told me to ask for more points, so I'll see how that goes over here with
Cease. And McCann strikes out his second time against Cease. That's now 6 for Dylan. How's that slider break look from out in left center field? Maybe a tough play if it stays fair, and it's going to be no play because it's.
And what's going to happen if her teacher sees you?
Mateo is out at first, and that ends. Home run his last at bat, and Robert in a 1-1 count here.
That just hurt my feelings. I'm gonna quit guessing then.
As did that sweep here into left field for a 1-out base hit. Eloy Jimenez with a 3-for-3 game. Around you though. Did you lead that chain?
Crowded in, they're loving it.
Second baseman Westburg. Jordan's there. And Santander still coming in. And he made the catch. It is a. And Henderson walks.
I feel like
Son Sosa got to it. The middle here, the second baseman Sosa tag and throws out right to the front row there.
There he is, Landon.
The third. That is it. But he's not out there with you. No, he's behind home plate. Elvis Andrus 2-for-3 in the game. That is great.
The minor detail of keeping the White Sox at 7.
Right.
Don't need to worry about it.
Here's are in. Down a bunt. And both.
She would love, or maybe even swing and miss.
Their late break Mullins. Anderson to second. Headed. Frazier retrieves it. Intending. Series as well. Field corner off the sidewall. Second. Anderson is in. It's an RBI. 3-2. Strike 3 and a cutter. Robert goes down swinging. Strike 3. Jimenez down at a fastball. White Sox. A lot of early offense for the Orioles. A 4-0 lead after 1, but the White Sox have scored 10 of the. Mullins batting against Dylan Cease here in the 6th, where Oscar Colas resides. Kevin
down.
I was curious after the first inning. It's 4-0. You're.
Frazier down swinging at a slider. That's 7 strikes. Tell you what, you were almost right on.
This is probably going to be his last inning, and the Orioles get a chance to get in that White Sox bullpen.
That's his third walk. Wes McCann. And again, the former battery mates, Lockhorns.
He is huge.
Bert Jr. Ball is really carrying to right today. Pitcher is in. That's by Andrew Vaughn, right into the glove of Adam Frazier.
Yeah,
Ducked on a base hit from Yasmani Grandal. There's 3-2 misses to Andrews, so Elvis Andrus draws a 9-pitch walk ball. Go to the Orioles complex. 95 there. He's gotten the velocity back. And by Sosa, and there's Santander racing in. It's a scoreless. Will get in there for a hit. The White Sox into second base, and that is a double play. That ball is caught. Andrus goes into a slot. It looks like a major part of the postseason bullpen.
Yeah, I think it's that pitch.
Pulls one to Gunnar Henderson on the ground.
Way down these last 2 months. Down to 188, 20%.
Why do you think that combination's been the right one for him?
I think he wanted to simplify the pitchers. But he's finally adjusted to it. And there's your command right there for Benintendi. I
can get him going fishing.
Robert hits it on the ground to Henderson, who did.
Yeah, but that contact compared to what he'd done, you get into 3-0 count, you got to reset, step up.
Once again, squeezes one into the 3.5 game for Eloy. Hitting the iPad. Second base. That was a little softer. And the inning is over. B. Lambert for one more to go. And we'll find that answer out now as Mountcastle lines out. Strike one to Ryan O'Hearn.
With base right now.
Strikeout, Bert. So he's faced 5 batters. And he's
changing speeds.
One more extra player to the roster on Friday. Mullins right in. They probably won't.
And all you do is pay, what, 1 month of their salary, basically.
Right. Likely they'd get to them. That's high ball 4, and Jacob Webb walks front.
Get him for a couple
into right center field. That's out number 1 in the inning. And so he's probably happy to be available, and he strikes out Sosa. Third wild card. Anderson down swinging, and Webb works his way out of a score.